Right then, a female waitress was being deliberately harassed by a truck driver. A good-looking guy saw this and quickly stepped in to stop it. But the truck driver didn't just ignore him. He even splashed a glass of beer all over the guy. Since Clark didn't want to start trouble, he just took off his work uniform and prepared to leave. Unexpectedly, the thug behind him threw another glass at him, but Clark still chose not to fight back. He just walked straight out the bar. But when the guy finished his drink and was about to leave, he found his truck had turned into a pile of scrap metal. With his identity compromised, Clark had no choice but to leave the area. But how did he end up in this situation? It turns out that a few years ago, when Clark was out on a trip with his parents, they accidentally ran into a massive tornado. In an instant, the storm destroyed the nearby parking lot. Seeing this, Clark's dad immediately told him to take his mom and hide in the underpass for shelter. But he himself got trapped in the car while trying to save their dog. When Clark was about to use his superpowers to rescue him, his dad sternly stopped him. He didn't want Clark to expose his identity because of this. And just like that, a helpless Clark could only watch as his dad was swallowed up by the tornado. That moment became the most regretful one of his life. To forget that painful memory, Clark chose to wander the world alone. Until not long after, a female reporter named Lois spotted Clark in the North Pole. Seeing him dressed so lightly in that freezing snowy weather, Lois was immediately curious and chased after him. Clark, though, kept feeling like there was something under the ice that was drawing him in. Soon he arrived at an empty cave, and what came into view was a huge spaceship. In an instant, an incredibly familiar feeling rushed into his mind. At that moment, a mysterious platform appeared in front of him. Clark took off the graphite necklace his adoptive father had given him. Noticing it was almost identical in shape to a slot on the platform, he curiously inserted the necklace into it, and just then, a figure suddenly appeared before him, seemingly guiding him forward. Clark followed out of curiosity, and soon arrived at the ship's cryogenic chamber. The person inside had long since lost all signs of life. Meanwhile, Lois had followed Clark into the ship. Seeing the robot in front of her, she immediately picked up her camera to take a picture of it, but unexpectedly activated the robot's defense system. In an instant, she was knocked flying. Luckily, Clark arrived just in time. With a push of his hands, he crushed the robot into scrap metal right then and there. After checking and finding Lois was injured, Clark immediately gave her painless treatment. When she woke up again, she found herself outside the ice cave, while Clark had already left in a spaceship at top speed. Not long after, the ship landed on a glacier. Then, that mysterious figure from before appeared in front of Clark again. It was his biological father, Dr. Jor-El. From Jor-El, Clark learned that he was now the sole survivor of Krypton. Jor-El also hoped that he could rebuild Kryptonian civilization without harming humans. To help Clark better protect humanity, Jor-El gave him a superhero suit made from a special material. And from that moment on, Superman, DC's strongest superhero, was born.